Hello, this is Dave, and welcome to Equity Story. I'm with Mr. Wolf here. This is obviously just general share advice and not personal. And Wolf, it's as you say in Australia, it's a happy Friday, and there's some good-looking charts. And how good was the price action? Look at the Nasdaq, absolutely going bonkers, right?
Yeah,
the Dow breaking out. Okay, so the market is really starting to feel that possibly I see there's labor markets getting a little bit starting to get a little bit tight in America, and it could be the end. There's talk about maybe that's it. The Fed are not going to hike anymore.
Yeah, look, I think look just purely on America, looking at the inflation, how it's dropped down to 4%, looking at what the Fed said about, obviously they just had a pause. Maybe there's a thought that they maybe have another one or two. But if this pace of inflation dropping down keeps going, I think that maybe we'll have no excuse to actually move them up anymore. So look, I think US is in much better position than us here in Australia. Our inflation is much higher than it is in the US. So I'm not surprised seeing Dow and Nasdaq absolutely flying at the moment. And I think that's probably, unfortunately, I have to say this, that's where the money is at the moment.
Yeah, no, definitely. Our market isn't looking so good, but I think by the close today, Wolfie, it could do, because obviously we'll be in the green today, and you know what, we might even have a buy signal on our markets, which is a good sign for some short-term trending. Now there are the number of stories that are doing really well, and that Adobe trade, we're talking about lifting the stop. It's just going on and on with it, and I think they reported last night, didn't they?
They did very well. Big expectations on results and beating expectations on outlook as well, Dave. So it was a double win for them. And basically they just said the reasons why we're going well, all about AI. I mean, they're setting him sales that this AI trade is still pretty positive right now. So if you any of these stocks, Microsoft's, Adobe's, PANW's, all those stories should be going quite well, and you can see there's a reflection on that on the charts.
What a hot stock that one's turned out to be. It's crazy.
Yep, absolutely.
And that PANW, which is a mixture of cybersecurity and AI.
Crazy.
Well, Wolf, people who follow what you say, I've got a lot. We're in that, and you'd be holding it. And in fact, I would argue you must probably still be buying it.
Yeah, look, I think so. I mean, this is, like I said, it's got a double bonus here. Like you said, it's got the cybersecurity, which is extremely strong sector and theme right now. But now it's actually touting itself as a cybersecurity / AI, because it's using AI tools to help companies out there be more productive and catch all those cybersecurity breaches and problems. So for me, it's still be in this. We had our price target at 250. That was our first thing. So we're not almost there. So all I ask you, if you can please, Dave, for us is maybe revisit of where we put your stop loss from here and where's the next target.
Stop loss from here, right? I think you just go under that maybe 229.
Okay, thank you. And you'll be looking probably past 250 now, maybe, and maybe looking at the 270 to 75 mark.
Yeah, no, it looks very, very good. Wolf, we spoke a little bit about the market, where the big moves are now at the moment in the big blue chips, and yes. I just want to go through a number of those now. AGL, where talk about the charts never lie, right? And you were flabbergasted with this one, because I
was, but now it's making a little bit more sense, right? With the update today. So again, the people in
the know were buying, is it? And that's even amazing. The people in the know were buying on a company as big as AGL, and
especially when their last report wasn't that great, Dave. It was fairly lackluster, to say the least. With really, you could not go outlook and go, this is going to go great guns. You just couldn't say that. But obviously, new management, people in the know are going, this is going to be much better in 6 months' time. And
so let's be honest, the insider traders were buying here, right? on news, and they've been buying and buying and buying. The announcements come out, and everyone else is jumping up on board. It's unbelievable, isn't it? These charts, how they
but now you have a look at it, right? And you've got an update that is actually pretty strong because they've updated their guidance and they moved it to the top of the guidance that they had previous, right? So that's a positive. I mean, it wasn't a beat, but it was a move towards the top of the guidance. But the interesting bit was the actual following year, the FY24 numbers. And I think there's growth of about 30% odd in that. And that's what the market's probably getting excited about because they can maybe see if the management can sort of follow suit what they've delivered this year of under promising, over delivering. Maybe this is also the case here. So, this trade is still alive for me on the back of what I'm seeing.
Definitely, Wolf. And they're making a profit now. Is there any way we can work out their P?
I have to have a look at proper numbers. To be honest, I didn't look. I just read through it, had a look at some of these statements that they've made, and moved on to some of the other stories. So
I think I'm guessing here. Are they roughly trading on those numbers at?
I didn't see any profit numbers. I only saw EBITDA numbers. So I like I said, I couldn't extrapolate what the P's would be on that. Unless you've got something for me, but we'll probably look. We'll come back to it next week. We'll work it out. We'll have a look at more numbers, and maybe also have a look at some of the updates from the brokers. It'll give us a better view. But if I'm in this, I'm still holding. If I'm not, that could be a possible trade, and then you're going from there.
You've got EBITDA and underlying profit after tax.
Okay, so here you go. Underlying profit after 587. Let's point of say, let's go 650 on that. Right. So let me quickly work this out then for you while you've got it, since you do have all the numbers here. So hang on a second. Let's work it out. So that's going to be 650 mil profits. And we're going to divide that into the number of shares. And we're going to give you the number. So hang on a sec. Let's just have a look. Standing 672. Okay. So that's going to give you about $1 EPS. So they're trading on about 11 times.
Right. And with 30% growth.
Yep.
Well, you think that's
going $4, probably $12.
Very good.
Probably, but we got another $1.50 in it, maybe.
Amazing. Okay, so
big turnaround. I have to eat my words, unfortunately, because, like I said, there was no inkling of this. This is just really the insiders were buying this. Now it's just giving you the black and white figures and numbers. And if you extrapolate the numbers, it's actually not expensive. It's trading on 11, 12 times. And then maybe that's even conservative. Maybe that could do even better than that. So you're looking at definitely a $12 maybe out of this. We're back on our way to that $20 that we used to have.
And they're giving 75% of their earnings out as dividends. So the dividends should spike up a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you're probably going to be looking at, at least 2 or 3% for sure.
All right, interesting. MND.
Yep.
Below trend, not looking too good. A bit of news. What's happening there?
Some more contract wins, which is nice. This space is struggling at the moment. I think it's the market saying inflation costs are possibly a risk to be invested in this. And it's not MND is not the only one. We've seen some others, stocks just having a bit of a breather in this space. People are thinking just taking a profit and taking a step back, just seeing how they maybe report. I don't mind this company. I don't mind this space at all because some of them are actually delivering very good results and upgrades. So we're still in some of these things, but if it's not trending, it's not trending. So we got to move on to something else.
Right, Wolf, and we're just going to go through some big caps, right? We talked about the big caps looking good, and these are some stories that are really looking good for next week. So, CWI Cleanaway, really break out quite nicely.
Yeah, and you know what I did yesterday because I was looking through these companies. I was trying to work out, is there a reason for them to go up? There isn't. I think it's just money moving to the bigger space. So CWI looking pretty good on charts.
MAQ.
Yep, big nice capital raising, 130 million. I think this chart also looks good, and I think it's a good space too with data centers.
Yeah, definitely. You've got Macquarie.
Yep, looking pretty interesting, isn't it, on the charts?
Yeah, I mean that price action is excellent this week, and again, that's been helped, I think, with the news coming out of America, with obviously interest rates possibly on hold, and maybe they'll start cutting them soon.
Yeah,
you've got AUB.
Yep,
which looks an absolute beauty, right?
It does. It finishes like that, probably a buy signal at the same time, so it looks great.
You've got BXB.
I love this chart. I have to say, I love the fact that it's come back, hit the trend lines, bouncing off it now, and maybe you can target that back over that 14.50, $15 maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, and you could. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think it looks bad. I mean, a little bit of resistance on the daily, but I think certainly if it could do a little bit more, you'd be well into it. BKW Wolf. I mean, what's going on here?
What's going on here? A nice breakout. That's what's going on here. Look, you got to give it. I mean, it's a quality company, the best probably brick maker in Australia, cheapest, cost wise. It's just a quality company. You've got that unfortunate maybe market perception of you've got commercial property on there as well, which maybe not going to be help them out, but market's even going, forget about that. They're going quite well. We like this company. We have to build housing. There's so many immigrants coming in. We need to build housing. We're going to be okay, pretty much, right? So we'll see. Interesting. I like this company. So if you're in this, you hold on.
And Wolf, just to let you, obviously uranium keeps moving up. So yeah, if you're in that BOE story, you're still holding it, correct?
Yeah, definitely. I'm actually surprised it's actually not booming to 350 yet, because you had a 4% jump in uranium to 57, almost $58 now. Yet really BO hasn't done much. Maybe have a look at PN as well. Have a look at BSN and have a look at PDN. Maybe that's the four things we maybe have to have a look at just to see where they're at. Because that uranium space is still fairly hot for me.
And Wolf, very, very interesting. SKO.
All right, don't have a look at them then.
What? We'll have a look at us. Wolf, SKO looking very, very good and moving up towards that trend line.
Yeah, it is. It's looking good. Look, there's some stories that are now starting to pop a little bit with on the back of Nasdaq going up. So I like the tech space. I think it's starting to move.
All right. Do you want to have a look at them then? Go on, name these.
Oh, up to you. I'm not going to force you.
No, it's like this is what happens when you're at 2 o'clock in ER in the morning with your son with a concussion.
Someone doesn't get enough sleep.
Go for the ones you want to have a look at. Wolf.
PDN, BOE, PDN, BSN, and PEN. Right. So let's just want to see if there's anything that's looking really maybe as a move into it yet. No, so PN probably is the last one. So it's really strange, right? You've got BOE, obviously the best one still, chart-wise. But there are slight movements. Maybe there will be a bit more movement in the next week or so. Yeah, have a look at UYL. There's a number of these smaller type stories.
It's funny. Uranium's looking good, and
there's a little bit of like, maybe there's not enough FOMOs at the moment. They're still probably playing lithium space.
Yeah, well, I think that's where most of it is in, isn't it? In the lithium. Yeah. AGL up 13% now.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, I think it's got enough legs now with this announcement. Easily $11.50, $12. Right. But anyway, I'm happy to change my tune if I can see the black and white. And now we've got, like I said, you've got that roughly what it's trading on. You can sort of extrapolate the numbers and say this looks pretty cheap.
All right, thanks, Wolfie. Have a good. We'll see you in about an hour and a half on live.
Yes. See you guys then.
See you. Bye.
Bye.